quite as sharp when you came past as when you left.
I know, right? Yeah, I think tonight, definitely a disappointing loss. I'm really disappointed, I guess, I'm really disappointed in our team, just because I feel like we didn't come out and take care of business like we knew we needed to. Connecticut came out, and it's kind of like, even though we would go on our run, they were still right there, chipping away. And then, started the fourth quarter, 0-10 run made by them, and from there it just seemed like we never really recovered.
Coach Dunn stayed afterward. You didn't address the media for a long time. Were you guys having a team meeting there for a while? It just seemed like a longer time than usual.
No, it took them a long time to come into the locker room, and nothing really said. You were being badly out-rebounded for a while, but then kind of closed that gap all the way, and as soon as you did that, then you just couldn't make a basket. Yeah, that's one of the things that we really need to get better in. We really need to work on our rebounding, and I really don't understand, what it is and what we need to do. I mean, when you look at the game, they have 14 offensive rebounds, 19 second chance points from those rebounds, and you look at the game, you just take half of those away, give them 10 points, we more than likely win the game, and not putting us in a position where we have to foul down the stretch, and they have to foul us. So I mean, we need to look at this tape and just kind of learn from it. But it's disappointing for me, because it feels like every single game that we lose, we're making excuses. Well, even when the games we win, we know rebounding is still an aspect, but it kind of gets covered up a little bit more when we win. But it's the same thing, win or lose, so it's something that we have got to figure out. If we want to win a championship, if we want to make it to the playoffs, and if we want to win these next 16 games, we have to pick it up on the rebounding end.
Seems like all these...
a big week coming in. I mean, two games, home games against these two teams, leaders. Does this add even more pressure to Friday night situation?
I wouldn't say pressure. I would definitely say that it's something that we need to start focusing on. I mean, we're in a situation right now, especially when you look at the Eastern Conference. I mean, before it's always been the Western Conference where all the teams are muddled up, and the Eastern Conference is number one, and then, everything is pretty much set in stone. And for us, as we look at the next 16 games and look at trying to make a playoff push, we need to put ourselves in a position where we're not having to win games at the end. We need to try to figure out, okay, this is what it's looking like, in order to get a cushion, in order to make it to the playoffs, we have to win games now and not put ourselves in a position to have to win later. So I wouldn't say it's pressure. I think it's more something that, as a team, we have to realize, when you get out there, every single day you have to be ready, and as a team, all of us have to be willing to, pick it up on the rebound and pick it up a little bit more on the defensive end, on the offensive end, putting a couple more putbacks in, not missing as many layups. I mean, all that is focus, and all that is something that we, that we can do.
Did you talk about it? You sound like you're really disappointed, more than just after a regular loss.
I try not to say anything right after the game, because sometimes you say things that you might not mean later, and get you in trouble, right? And so for me, it's just one of those things where I'm going to look at the tape, and I'm going to figure out what it is, that I can say to my team. And I'm sure, there's a couple other players that do the same. And then coach, the coaches will look at it. We'll come together tomorrow. And I know there's going to be points, or there were points in the game that we look really, really good. But it's kind of like everything is overshadowed when you look at the score at the end.
You went 9 minutes probably. From the 2-minute mark in the third to the 3-minute mark. Shots on chin was things going
a little bit of both. A couple shots for me. Looking at
would have helped me, Bob.
Before you're done. Put the ball up, but
I'll ask you.
We missed quite a few layups in that stretch, so it's not really like you say shots weren't good. When you get a shot right underneath the basket, you got to take it, So it's just more focus.